to another reading vlog. I hope you have been doing well, and I'm really excited for this reading vlog because we're going to read Onyx Storm. And not only that, because I really have to hurry actually, we are going to get Onyx Storm from the bookstore today. Like, I'm really excited. Like, I can't wait until I have that book in my hands and I can start reading, because I just really want to know what's going to happen next. And if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Juliette. I talk about books, and each Saturday I upload new bookish videos. If you like the type of content, you can always hit the subscribe button and let's hang out today. Or not only today, we're going to hang out this full weekend. I do not have a lot of things planned except reading Onyx Storm. I do have something interesting to tell you guys, and I will go to a couple of other stores as well this weekend, so I'll take you guys along. And further than that, I really have to get going because I really want to get Onyx Storm and I can't miss my bus. So I'll catch up with you in the next clip. I'm back from the bookstore and I have my little package, which contains obviously Onyx Storm. I'm really happy that I finally got the book, and I not only got Onyx Storm, but I also decided to pick up the sequel to One Dark Window, The Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillick. But obviously we went for this huge chunky book, and I can't wait to start reading it. And look at how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I love the edges. It's the Dutch edition, and if you take off the sleeve, like, I really love the Dutch edition. I really think that the cover is so pretty, and I love the edges, and it completely matches my other two books, so I have like a completely matching set. And I love the map. It's so dark and beautiful. And yeah, I'm really happy that I finally have Onyx Storm, and I can't wait to start reading, which I'll actually do just after catching up with you guys, because it's been a while since I actually filmed a reading vlog. Sissy's also tagging along. I'm actually currently filming this in January, and I know it's going to be uploaded somewhere in February, and that all has to do with the fact that I finally found a house, a place to stay and live, which I'm really happy about, even though it's absolutely nothing remotely that I wanted. Like, it's not in the area, the neighborhood that I wanted. It's still in the city, which I absolutely did not want. I want to live at the countryside. It's also an apartment building, which is not the best apartment building, so I'm not that excited about. Don't really like the neighborhood either, even though it's very close to the house I'm currently living in. But we kind of like live in a nice place of the neighborhood, and now I'm going to the more worse side of the neighborhood. And yeah, I'm not that happy with the apartment, but well, I'm not really allowed to think that much about it probably in the situation I'm currently in. In case you do not know, I've been trying to find a house for, well, a very long time right now, because the currently house we're living in, my sister and I, it's a temporary rental. by the church, and we have to be out of here by the end of April, and that means that it is coming very, very close, and the housing market in the Netherlands isn't the best, especially if you're on your own. Like, even though my sister and I are living together currently, we are not planning on moving to another place together because she's working in a completely different city, which is further away, and kind of like too far away to still live in Rotterdam. So that's kind of like one of the reasons why we decided to live separately. And well, yeah, it's just really, really hard. And I am already happy that I have found a place where I'm able to actually take all my stuff with me. Sissy, of course, can still come with me as well, which was, well, kind of like one of my main demands I had at the end of searching for a house, really. Like, I only wanted to bring Sissy, and if I had to sell my other stuff, it was all fine, but I'm already happy that I can bring everything with me. So that kind of like means that I will be moving in a very short time period. Like, I do not know exactly when. I am going to get the keys this week, which I might actually show you guys as well in this video, or there'll be another reading vlog. But tomorrow I'm actually going to do some shopping. I'm going to check for wallpaper or paint, and I also have to do and check some flooring, because I kind of have to do everything in the house, which does suck a little bit. I'm not allowed to change too much, so I also have to take that in account as well. And yeah, there is a part of me that is excited, and there's a part of me that's just really, really disappointed. And I know I probably sound, I don't know, when I talk about it, I feel that I sound pretty terrible for not being that excited about the house, but it's just absolutely not what I wanted. And I kind of, I would never have chosen it if I had more time to try to find a house. It's just kind of like, I need something. I have to find a roof above my head, and if I do not, then, well, we will end up on the street basically, because we can't really move back to our parents' house. And I don't know, everything is just crazy, and I just am too scared to let this opportunity go. So anyway, I'm going to get the keys this week, and I probably move, well, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I'm starting to think it might be at the end of March. So I'm currently also pre-filming a lot of videos for the channel, so that I won't miss any weekly updates. That's also one of the reasons why I skipped the reading vlog in January, and am now currently filming the reading vlog, which will be up in February. Anyhow, enough about me. I hope you're all doing fine. Let me know how you guys are doing as well in the comment section down below. Would love to catch up and talk with you guys. And yeah, I just really want to start reading this. Everything else in my life is going currently fine. There's nothing that much exciting news for at the moment. My parents have adopted a cat, which is also coming from Athens, just as Sissy is. So he's going to arrive somewhere in March as well. So that's all very, very exciting. And yeah, I am a little bit happy about the fact that I have a house. And yeah, I'll show you guys some updates when I'm going to move. That's enough about me. I'll catch up with you guys in the other clips as well. But for now, I just really want to start reading Onyx Storm. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee and start reading this lovely, lovely book. And I'm actually also a little bit nervous to start reading this book. Now I actually have it in my hands. Like, it's just, I'm really excited for it, and I really want to get into it. But at the same time, I am also a little bit nervous, because I really hope I like it as much as I did Fourth Wing. as you can see, I decided to change the scenery a little bit, simply because it's really cold inside. Our house is really hard to get warm, especially in the winter. It's like most of the time temperatures of outside as well, and it's actually a lot nicer right now outside, sitting here in the sun. So yeah, I'm definitely probably also read some while sitting outside after doing this update, but I really want to talk to you guys about how far I got into Onyx Storm, because I am enjoying this so much. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I actually think I might enjoy it a lot more than Iron Flame, but I want to talk to you guys about what I read so far. I'm not going to go into huge and very important spoilers. I won't mention any names of people who died or whatever, but if you're afraid of any spoilers, I will go into some mild things that happens in the story, because otherwise I don't feel I can really do these updates. And I'll try to be as fake as possible, but I will get into certain things that happened and also refer to some things that happened in Iron Flame as well. So yeah, I hope you're okay with that. But let's talk Onyx Storm. I'm actually thinking right now you might be able to hear the road, like the cars and stuff. I really hope it's not that horrible and you'll be able to hear me as well. But anyhow, let's get into it. I am actually currently at chapter 12. So that's like 138 pages in for the Dutch version, and it's so pretty. Loving this edition, like I really love it. However, the story, I actually think I might enjoy this more than Iron Flame at the moment. I am really enjoying it. Like, it started off right after where Iron Flame ended, so that's something that I am really enjoying as well. And of course it does refer to the the thing that happened at the end of Iron Flame with Violet's mother, and does mention it a couple of times. I don't really feel that Violet, Mira or Brennan kind of like grieve for her, or there's not a lot of moments that they refer to that moment that their mother died. And I do feel that, I don't know, I expected that to happen a little bit more, I suppose. I kind of feel they go over it very quickly. But that being said, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's super action paced. I really love the dangerous moments they got into. There were already like, I think 2 or 3 battles at the moment, so that's like a lot. It actually starts off with a battle because the Venom, they get into the place they are in at the moment, and that's just was really thrilling to read. And then afterwards they also get to another battle as well, and yeah, the things that were happening were actually amazing. I do, however, get that a lot of people are getting a little bit annoyed with Violet because she kind of keeps doing everything because she feels she's entitled to. And she kind of has a little bit more of the attitude. I know she always had that attitude as well, a little bit less in Fourth Wing, but the attitude kind of like grew in Iron Flame. And what I mean by that is that she really feels that everything that she does, well, she's right about it. She kind of feels everything, that she knows everything better than everyone else. And that kind of like happens a lot in this book as well. She kind of like takes a little bit more of a leader role, which I really am enjoying it so far, because especially after what happens to Zayden at the end of Iron Flame. We all know what happened to him, especially if you read Iron Flame. I'm not going into that, but well, after what happened to him, everyone needs to be a little bit worried about him. Like, they don't really know, even he doesn't really know what he will do, and that everything is, I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. And he does definitely mention a couple of times, maybe a little bit too much, how dangerous he is right now, and that everyone probably should be scared for him. Violet as well, but Violet, of course, she isn't, because she's completely in love, and that's something that I'm really enjoying so far. And then the thing that happens as well at the beginning of the book, because I still feel like 130 pages in this book, because it has like more than 600 pages, is still the beginning. And there's also this moment where where Violet decides to do something with the shields so that they can help, I don't know what they're called in English, but that they can help the people from Eurasia so that they can fight better. And I really enjoyed that she actually did that. I really enjoyed that. And I personally don't really get how the father of Dane, General Athos, is able to get away with so many things, especially everything he did in Iron Flame as well to Violet. And I don't really understand it, especially in the beginning of here as well. She does this thing with the wards, I think it's wards in English, with the shields. And after she does this, he kind of like brings her to the, I don't know what it is called in English, but like the government that is currently ruling and making all the decisions, also trying to make certain pacts with the other countries and stuff like that. And she's brought there, and he actually wants her to be killed. He wants her to be tried for treason. But I think it's like literally 2 pages where they're like, oh no, of course not, you will not be tried, what you did is perfect, we are happy you did it, and we won't do anything about it. But the way he treats her and how he punished her and her squadron after that is surprising to me, that he's able to get away with it. But maybe something will happen to him in this book. I'm really hoping so far. But I am really enjoying it. I love seeing Dane as well. I really enjoy seeing Rhiannon again, and Redog and Redog, I'm not sure how you pronounce it in English, and Imogen and all the others. I'm really enjoying so far. I love the side characters. I am really enjoying the fact that Andarna is again fully awake, and I know she got awake again at the end of Iron Flame, but she was like sleeping a lot, and she's fully awake, and she has this mission of trying to find her family, and that's something that I'm really enjoying. I can't wait to see what will happen when they actually go on this mission. The attack that happened when they were like kind of like punished by General Athos, that was something that was really scary to read about, and I kind of feel that it was probably one of the first time that Taryn and Violet's stakes were actually very high, and that they were in real life-threatening danger. That was something that I really enjoyed. I was starting to realize that maybe filming outside with all the noises from the road might not be the best idea I had in mind. But anyhow, I hope everything sounds at least a little bit okay-ish. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I love how action-packed this book is. Like, I know Fourth Wing and Iron Flame read it as well, but I feel this is a lot more action-packed, especially compared to Iron Flame, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I definitely feel that the editing, at least in the beginning, seems better than it was in Iron Flame. I really felt that in Iron Flame there were a lot of things happening that were not that necessary to the story. However, I'm enjoying this, and I really can't wait to see how this goes. I kind of just want to stop talking because my dad is coming like in 30 minutes to pick me up, because as I mentioned yesterday in the other update, I am going to move very soon. No idea exactly when yet, if it's going to be somewhere in March or at the end of February. But anyhow, we are going to check or trying to find a floor today, because I need like flooring, and I am considering maybe carpet and some wood type of floor. Not entirely sure yet, but I'm going to check that out later today. And we're also going to try to see if we can find some wallpaper for the house. I don't know the measurements of the house yet. It's not that helpful. However, I will be able to get the keys, as I said, this Wednesday, so I'll be able to measure everything. But I really want to make like the decisions for the wallpaper and the flooring today, so I have that settled, and as soon as I have the right measurements on Wednesday, I'll be able to order everything. So that's kind of like my goal for today. So I'm taking you guys with us shopping for, well, my house actually, and yeah, we'll see what I'll be able to find. I also hope to go to the second-hand shop to see if they have like some new furniture. I'm thinking of changing some bits up. I always wanted like wood, dark wood type of furniture, and my last apartment was really small, so I ended up buying everything white, and I do like it, but I kind of want to change it up. I kind of want to have a more natural look in my next house, so I'll see if I can be able to get something there. And yeah, but first I want to continue this one because I really want to know what's going to happen next. So please do ignore the angle or even how I look, because I'm actually homesick at the moment. I am not really feeling that well. I am having my irritable bowel syndrome is like acting up since yesterday, and I just have a lot of pain and I couldn't really sleep last night either, so I decided to stay home, which really is annoying. That's also the reason why I didn't catch up with you guys yesterday on Sunday either. I just kept like just reading and watched a lot of TV, to be honest. And yeah, as you could see, I actually chose 2 different flooring. I decided to go for carpet in the hallways and the bedrooms, and then I decided to go for a wooden vinyl floor for the living room. My father still has something that I can use in the kitchen, which I really hope will fit. And otherwise I'm going for the same flooring in the kitchen as well as in the living room. But yeah, I kind of wanted to try out the carpet situation, because at my parents' house we always had like carpet in the bedrooms, and that is something I'm kind of like missing. Like right now, especially in this house, it's super cold always. We do have like stone floors, and those floors are okay, but they're quite cold, especially during night when you get out of bed, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, I just really want to see what I think of carpet. And since it is like a temporary home again, at least that's kind of like how we are approaching it at the moment, because it is really not what I wanted or even where I wanted to live. I am already like searching for a real estate agent, so that's like still in the mix. Because of the fact that we see it as a temporary home, I kind of also decided that it was like the perfect way to try something out, just to see if I like it. Because, well, I kind of really like the idea of carpet. My grandparents always had like carpets in their apartment and their house as well, and that's the reason why I am kind of just intriguing to see if I like it. I kind of first wanted to do carpet in the whole house, but then I'm also very clumsy, so I spill a lot of food when I walk with it or drinks for that matter. And Sissy, she's not always like, she's a cat, so she plays with her food sometimes. And I realized that cleaning up carpet every time might be a little bit more difficult instead of vinyl flooring. And since we don't really eat in the bedroom or the hallway, I decided it should be fine in that way. Anyhow, for Onyx Storm, because that's the reason why I am actually talking to you guys right now. I really want to continue reading Onyx Storm, and since I'm not feeling well either, I'm just going to lay on the couch and read it. But I'm actually making my lunch right now. I am going to make like sandwiches with peanut butter and just some chocolate sprinkles, haverslag, it's what we call it here in the Netherlands. That's like something that I really like from my childhood. I used to eat it like for breakfast, but nowadays I eat a lot of yogurt as breakfast, and this is sometimes my go-to lunch, especially when I'm home and not feeling that well actually. So it's kind of like a comfort lunch, peanut butter with chocolate sprinkles, perfect. But yeah, Onyx Storm, I am really enjoying it so far. I am enjoying it a lot more than Iron Flame, as I said in the beginning as well. I actually think that this is a lot better edited. There are a lot more things happening in the book that feel right. The pacing is right, at least it feels very right to me. And I'm just really enjoying it. And I love the action-paced scenes. I kind of feel that we are constantly thrown into very difficult and different situations, and our characters are like in very dangerous situations as well, constantly, and that's just something that I really enjoy. However, I definitely have a feeling that even though our main characters, Zayden and Violet, are not in very dangerous situations too, you just know they will survive. At least that's how I feel. I can't see either of them dying, because if one of them dies, they're all connected. Like the dragons are connected to them as well. So if they die, potentially all 5 of them, like 2 dragons from Violet and the dragon from Zayden, all 5 of them would die. So I don't think that the author will go for that in this book. So that's one of the reasons. That's like one thing that, even though sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, something is going to happen. And especially like the scene, like as I said, I'm not going into very deep spoilers, but if you read it, there's like this scene with when there are like panthers involved. You will know what I'm talking about if you read the book. And like that scene, there was like one moment I was like, oh my gosh, is Violet going to be okay? But she obviously was, because at the same time when it ended, I was like, yeah, of course she's going to be okay. She's our main character. Like there's a 4th book coming out. I do, however, see the potential of them actually, of one of them dying or all of them dying at the end of book 4. I could see it going that direction. At the same time, I really hope not, because I really love all 5 of them, really. So I don't think, I don't know. Like Adarna, the dragon, like she's like also the Irish dragon. I think it's also Irish in English. I haven't looked it up, but it's called Irish in Dutch. And I am reading the books in Dutch, so a lot of words are obviously translated. But I think it might also be Irish in English. But she's like the 7th species of dragons, and they're also trying to find her family. And I am really enjoying that aspect as well, because I love the whole idea that Andarna is going to be united with her family. But I am also feeling that she might be, of the 5 that are connected, she might have like the only chance of survival, or the only one that could potentially die, because she's not like in a partner love connection with any of the other ones. Like she's like the little child, as you can imagine, for a very big dragon. But that's kind of like how it feels. So I could see her potential die, I really hope not, or be the only one to survive. But at the same time, dragons can choose to die with their riders or not. So I could also see, I actually think that I really can't pronounce the other dragons' names. So I haven't looked it up either, never actually. So I'm really sorry, but Sigil, I think her name is, and Taryn, something like that, I don't know. But I think they will die as soon as like one, or either Satan or Violet dies. They will definitely go with their rider, I feel. But Adarna, I think she has potential of actually surviving. So I'm really curious to see if that is what is going to happen. I'm also making Sissy her lunch as well. She's actually really impatient, well, very patiently waiting behind me. She's getting closer and closer. She's standing right beside me right now, because I'm taking too long talking to you guys and also making her lunch. She gets a little bit of, I don't know, sausage spread as a little treat beside her lunch as well, which she really loves. Like, look how adorable she is right now. She's so cute. I'm waiting for her lunch. But anyhow, I don't know, like, I definitely feel that they are in very dangerous situations, and especially like the side characters. And I'm currently, I think, at chapter 37, but the scene with the chocolate cake just happened. Like, more than that I won't say, so you know, when you read it, you know exactly what I mean. And I really want to know if he's gonna die or not. I really hope not, because he's like one of my favorite side characters, so I might get some tissues in case he does die. But yeah, there are so many side characters dying all around, and I feel that the dangerous situations for the side characters are like growing in the book as well. Like, they are a little bit more in death threatening situations than they were at the beginning of this book, or definitely in Iron Flame. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is such a roller coaster. I am like on this ride, and it seems to never end. It's like action scene after action scene, deadly threatening situations after another, and it just feels really amazing. And I especially love like all these political conversations about trying to form different alliances to help Navarre, but at the same time, all these conversations they have, they keep ending up in extremely violent situations, and that's just, I do feel that definitely Violet and Satan have a very big, they have like this very big part in the whole way everything ends. Like, I definitely feel they are a part of the reason sometimes why things end in a little bit more or of a life or death situation. And I do feel that way because I'm sorry, I'm walking to bring our lunch to the living room. But I feel that way because I don't know how to say it, but they kind of like keep escalating everything, especially Satan. He doesn't really have his emotions in check, so he keeps reacting very irrational, and that's kind of how you can always Also really notice that a lot of the characters are very young, because also a couple of side characters like Halden, for example, he really doesn't have his emotion in check. And because they're all very important people in Navarra and they have these certain powers, they kind of feel entitled to do and say everything that they are saying and doing. And there's a part of me that gets it, because they are actually very powerful and important people, but at the same time I also feel that at the places they are visiting, because they are visiting different continents, different lands, to try to make these alliances and try to find the 7 dragon species, that actually is Aldarna, her family. And I kind of feel that they take certain liberties. They're like visiting these countries and they are acting as if they are allowed to do everything, and that the other people should be, well, happy that they actually come there, and they aren't. And that's the reason why it keeps ending up in these violent situations. And I kind of understand that, because, well, they don't own everything. Like, they're just country, and just because they have dragons, they definitely feel entitled over the other countries. So I'm really curious to see where this is going. I think I'm definitely this is a little bit of a rambling update, I suppose. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to see where it's going, and I am really enjoying it so far. I feel this is a lot better than Iron Flame, and right now I am not sure if this is going to be my favorite of the 3 or not. It is really competing with Fourth Wing at the moment for me. I just really love how this book is going, and it's keeping me on my toes. I'm like constantly worried, and after every chapter I feel there's this climax and I just want to continue reading. So that's actually what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I'm going to finish Onyx Storm today and give you guys an update tomorrow. Yesterday evening I finished Onyx Storm, and to be quite honest, I really enjoyed this book a lot. Like, compared to the other 2, I am not entirely sure if this is my favorite or that Fourth Wing is, but I really enjoy it. It's definitely a huge step up from Iron Flame. I feel the editing is a lot better, the pacing of the story, especially all the events that are happening. I feel that the characters kind of, I don't know, were better written. The conversations they had, they were less cringy as I felt it were in Iron Flame. And like, don't get me wrong, I still feel that this book, you kind of read this more for your entertainment and not because you want to read something extraordinary or very well written. However, I do feel that the action scenes are very good in this book. I really enjoyed all of them. And yeah, but before I give my overall review, I really want to talk to you guys about the ending. I won't go into much details, like I can't, because I will spoil it, and I don't want to make this like a very spoily reading vlog. Like, I just want it to be very mild spoilers. But still, the ending of this book, it is so open. Like, when is the 4th book coming out? Does anyone know? I couldn't find it. Like, I can't wait that long, to be quite honest. Like, we literally don't know what happened in the last 50 pages. Like, we were actually shifting characters in the last 50 pages. We had Violet, Imogen, and I think it was Ree at the end, which I really enjoyed. I love the switching of point of views. I really enjoyed getting someone else's point of view, and especially because it was this huge battle. There are a lot of battles in this book. Like, you actually go almost from battle to battle, which isn't that surprising since it is like, well, they are trained as warriors. So Obviously, battle and war is a very huge part of this story, and of course the end again, there is like this climax and there's this battle just as it was at the other two as well. And but at the end of this one, because you're shifting, something that I really enjoyed, it kind of gave you a lot more perspective of what was really happening during the battle, because the battle was in multiple places. Like Violet wasn't where everyone else was, so it was really fun to kind of like shift from point of view, because this way you kind of could see what was happening in other places in the battle. So that was something that I really enjoyed, because they weren't like together, they were like all separately trying to do their own stuff and things. And something that I really enjoyed that part. That was like, well, I think one of my favorite things during the battle scenes. And what I, however, do not really enjoy is that at the ending, a couple of things are, well, a little bit chaotic and you simply do not know what happened. And that's just something that I am really enjoying. Also really scared of, because I don't know, we have to wait for such a long time before we will even find out what actually happened at the battle. Because Violet wakes up and then it's like, I don't know, I can't remember. And that's just, I don't know, it's crazy. I simply think it's crazy that there is such a big cliffhanger. Like, I know at Fourth Wing and especially Iron Flame, there was like a little bit of an open ending, a little bit of a cliffhanger, but at the same time, especially with Iron Flame, there was a cliffhanger, but we still knew kind of like what happened. We just didn't really know what had happened, how that would like impact the story, Violet, the relationship and all that stuff. But now we just simply do not know. Even though we were reading about it, there suddenly the battle ends and then we don't know what happened after. And that's just, I don't know, I am flabbergasted. I don't know, I actually dreamed about it. I really enjoyed it so much. I really enjoyed this book. I loved action-paced scenes. I loved almost everything about it. And the relationship between Xaden and Violet, I am not a huge fan, and I'll probably never be. However, in this book I kind of felt, thank God, at least for me, this relationship wasn't that much in the forefront of the story as I thought it was going to be. There are actually quite a lot of moments where they are separated or when they are with other people, which makes them, well, not really be that clinging together. They're still very clingy. Like, I just don't really like their relationship. Like, personally, I'm not against romance, especially not because I love romance, but I just don't like the way their romance story is written, because I don't like it. I feel that everything they say to each other isn't that romantic. I feel they're very dominating towards each other, and you are mine, I am yours. And they keep saying this, and you're not allowed to be touched by someone else and all that stuff. And I don't know, that's just something that is not my vibe. I don't really like it. However, personally, in this book, I felt that their relationship was better. And maybe it is because I'm getting used to it. That could also probably be the reason why I think it was better. But I just literally just felt better. It felt better written. I still feel that the spicy scenes are probably one of the worst spicy scenes I ever read, and I still feel in this case as well the way Rebecca Yarros writes her love scenes isn't for me. I just don't like it. They talk way too much. Like, they literally say everything they do, they want, like everything, and it's just not for me. However, everything else in this book I really enjoy it, and I really don't know how I'm going to rate this book, because there's a part of me that kind of wants to give this a 5-star, but because of the relationship between Xaden and Violet, and I don't like that, I kind of feel I should give it 4.5 stars. But at the same time, everything else I loved about this book. I love the politics, I love how they were like traveling from place to place, meeting these different cultures, meeting these different people, and I really enjoyed that part. I really loved the traveling as well, because we got to see a lot more of this world, something that I really enjoyed. I felt that the world building in this book was even better than in the other two. And something else that I really enjoyed was the dragons. The dragons, I feel, are getting a lot more focus, especially in this story, and they are a lot more prominent, they're a lot more present, and they have just a very huge part. And something that I really enjoyed as well, when they actually finally meet Andarna's family, or at least her species. That was just something that I really enjoyed. I loved how many dragons there were, and I really enjoyed that scene. At the same time, it was so heartbreaking, and it really definitely made me cry as well. But I also really enjoyed it. And yeah, I don't know how to say it, but I do know how to say it. I love this book. I absolutely love this book, and I think this is a huge step up of Iron Flame. And if you read Iron Flame and you're not entirely sure if you want to continue this series, I do think you should keep in mind that this is actually now a 5-book series. Rebecca Yarros recently let us know that it's not going to be 4 books, but it's going to be 5 books, which is something I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, because I really am enjoying this. So at the same time, I kind of want to have more and more and more. But there's also a part of me that's like, I just want a very good last book. There's a part of me that just wouldn't really mind if there was just only 1 book left, because as long as the book is really, really good, I don't mind. And I'm a little bit more worried because I'm a little bit scared that it might be just as bad as Iron Flame. I don't know, like Iron Flame, I don't know what happened with that book, but definitely if you read Iron Flame and you're like, I'm not going to continue the series because it only gets worse, I think this is definitely a step up, and this is a lot better. So I would definitely suggest try and pick this one up and then judge the series. But at the same time, I could understand you not wanting to continue because it's a big book. Like, don't get me wrong, it's almost 700 pages, so I could understand it as well. But yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it, and I think it is my favorite book at the moment from this series. I don't know, I'm going to reread all the other 3 again before the 4th book, so I might change that opinion, but for now I think this is my favorite of all 3. So yeah, really, really enjoyed this one. So that kind of like brings us to the end of the reading vlog. The reading vlog didn't really go completely as planned, simply because, well, life, and I don't know, things were just a little bit messy towards the end of the last couple of days. Didn't really entirely go how I had planned them. Anyhow, in the next reading vlog I will talk about the first book in Stormlight Archive, so I'm really, really excited for that. I want to pick that one up somewhere this week. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys around my new apartment and the decorating part. So that's kind of like a couple of things you'll be seeing in the next reading vlog. So I hope you guys will enjoy that as well, because I don't really think I'll do anything else for the next couple of weeks. So like everything will be packed, everything will be ready. We'll start painting, decorating. I have chosen some wallpaper. I've chosen the floors. So yeah, tomorrow I'm getting the keys. I'll show you guys that in the next reading vlog as well. That will be like a whole renovating, moving reading vlog together with Stormlight Archive and any other book that I have time to pick up during that time. So I think I should stop rambling, and I wish you all an amazing week, and see you guys next week in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.